Welcome to the Agile Product Builders Community webinar, and I'm Anna again, and I will be your host today again. And this session is a part of our product series where we explore what it really takes to bring digital products from idea to market. And it could just as well fall under our tech series, but this time we decided to focus on a story that sits right in between. And it will be the journey of moving from a corporate leader's role into building an AI product and taking it to the market at speed. That's why we are joined today by Hakan, founder of MyAI Agents and AI co-pilot that helps you keep your inbox under control. Hakan, I'm really thrilled to have you here today.
Let's go. Me too. Thank you, Anna, for the invite.
And at the beginning, let's start from the beginning of the story. We know that many people have many ideas in the AI space right now, but very few actually take the first step. What was your first step? And looking back, which really actions like mattered the most? If you can tell the first steps you had.
Yeah, sure. I think like all started with me leaving my previous company and then trying to find out what are my next steps. And I was initially like applying for jobs and then had an idea of doing like a job search agent, but then went into a market research on ChatGPT, and I found out that many companies are actually working on that. And ChatGPT, actually OpenAI just recently announced that they are now launching this new tool that might replace LinkedIn. So I'm happy that I didn't enter that space.
Yeah, good gut feeling, isn't it?
Exactly. But what I liked was actually the idea of building something and owning my own company instead of getting hired in another company and doing more or less the same things. Um, I think for me, like the turning point was I took like almost a month before I decided fully. It happened like mid-May, if I'm not wrong, and then my target was like until June. Sorry, until June. I will just let the idea cook and decide if I'm gonna do this all in or not. And I think there are like multiple ways of doing this. I could also like continue to search a job and do this on a parallel track. But the idea of like making this work was so attractive for me. I decided to go all in and stop searching for jobs and found the company at the end. So this is how it happened for me.
And how did you know it was the right moment for you to start? What did you have, or any data or so, or it was like a leap of faith?
Yeah. So I think it was like I did a lot of researches, first of all, watched a lot of videos and podcasts. And in the last 12 months, there are so many AI unicorns that were born. Why shouldn't I be able to make one? Was I was thinking. But in order to do so, I need to also basically follow the same patterns that the other successful entrepreneurs did. And there was one common area for all of them. They didn't deliver a product that kind of is good in many areas. They choose one specific problem and tackle that and fix that better than the others. So for me, it was more memory management and input management, but it's more detailed topic. Not gonna go into the details now.
But maybe you can just, if you could describe not the idea, but the product you start with within 2 or 3 sentences for
Yeah,
us.
sure. Um, I think like the first idea was I juggle between like 5 mailboxes. I have 3 at Google and 2 from Outlook. So the first issue that I had was I just want to keep my mailboxes, inboxes organized. And every time I was using ChatGPT or any other AI tool to respond, I need to copy paste, explain the whole background and the memory, use the basically memory that I have created in ChatGPT. But I need to copy paste that all the time because after a while later it got stuck and it's super slow. And the idea came up there, if I had like multiple folder structures for each mail inbox, I could create a memory context per folder structure and then utilize it without having a copy-paste need for answering and drafting the emails. But while I was investigating that idea, I also realized with the market research that I was doing also on AI, 35 to 40% of the employee times in average are used for processing mails. So imagine like a company with 10,000 employees, 4,500 of them working full-time only in emails. But it is not only answering emails, it is also the data that your company is producing. And I think we can utilize the whole data that the company is producing in terms of emails and link them also with the documentation that they have and create a better memory management system for them. So this is actually what I'm chasing at.
And this is like the product world you are describing, the product itself. And I know that the challenge of finding the right moment for the product is something like you are like on the way with. But the second journey is that the journey of a founder. And as a founder, you has to wear every hat at once, like a product and sales and the marketing. And the product, I know that you are very, very focusing on. What about others? How do you and did you approach the challenge in the early days of being a founder of maybe not even a team, but the founder of the idea? Before you had a team in the corporate world, everybody is around. So how is it now?
Yeah. So I think that's a very nice question because as a founder, I need to, tackle different areas like finance, legal, marketing, sales, recruitment. The way that I kind of operate is like I'm not like a hands-on leader. I'm a really true believer of leading through intent. So basically, how it works is you decide for a person. Let's take Mel, as an example. She is our chief product officer. I was like, I do have some experience in product area. I do have experience also in leading such projects, but I am not the best person to be the product owner actually here, even though I am the founder. So the best for my AI would be to have someone who is expert in this area and can do this better than I do. And my job as a founder is basically to build a relationship with this person, draw her area of less responsibility, empower her, give her the freedom to fail, and also learn from it and grow in it. So every time I had a task, a new task, I was always looking for, okay, who is the best person to do that? How can I, financially afford this? Do I have a budget for that? And I could hire another 10 employees, but I do have limited budget, so I need to kind of prioritize. So what I did prioritize for the first months was obviously Boldare, who the top tier company who can develop the product in the best way, a product owner who can support Boldare, but at the same time keep the product vision that I have. And then I do have also some legal support, a business consultant to help me with applying for the fundings. I do also have a tax consultant who is doing my all financial and budget planning. So at the end, I am just building my system that is going to be, I believe, the best for my AI instead of me trying to do everything hands-on.
And to be honest, from our experience building products with many founders from many countries, it's quite rare. And it was an approach I was from the beginning admiring you. It's rare that the product owner or manager is the first role founder is thinking about, because the vision of the product for many people is the same as the product management, which of course it could be and it can be, it works sometimes, but to be honest, it's a different story. So I think that it was one of the elements I saw as a, and I see today as a very, let's say, brave move, because it's not so common. And at the same time, you can focus on the growth of the idea, not only the growth of the product. So that's yeah, that's really nice move, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like if I go back in time, I think I would just hire her much earlier and also start with marketing and sales approach much faster. I think I was a bit late there, um, but it's a journey. I'm here to learn. So even if at the end it wouldn't be successful, I will still have a lot of learnings that I can apply in my life. So that's why I'm like trying to enjoy every day and not to stress myself out about um, uncontrollable variables, basically.
Yeah. Of course, the stress will come for sure. Some kind of stress all the time. Even it would be a success and a great success. It will be stressful, but this is like a part of the fun, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is definitely.
Yeah. And
Exactly.
regarding the product and the idea of tomorrow, are you aiming for a like rapid scale up or more for building a solid product in a defined niche for a long time? What
Yeah.
is the view?
Yeah. So how it works is like that. Let's say you're a corporate professional and you work 35-40% of your time in average. And this data is coming from Harvard, by the way. You can search it up. 35 to 40% you work for emails. If you use MyAI, all the emails will be sorted into folders and the replies will be drafted automatically. So we are gonna help you buying back every day 1 to 2 hours, right? So it is a big, big win. The thing is, that corporate person who is, working in a big company, how much time does he or she spends in her private inbox? Not a lot. So even though I do have a lot of friends, former colleagues coming from corporate world, when I was talking with them and doing like initial research, they were like, "Yeah, but I just order something from Amazon and here and there, so I don't need an amazing inbox management system there." But when we come to the company, big corporates, they would invest in this. But then there are a lot of elements like data security, privacy. How are we compliant with the internal rules they have? And I think this is the area where I think um, a partnership approach is what I'm looking for with medium and small size companies, but also big corporates. Um, I believe in our team, and we are on this journey of developing these solutions for corporates, but also freelancers or startups that can benefit from it. And in this journey, there will be a lot of challenges. Like when I start working with Boldare, it was not like from the day one we already knew everything. It was more like me looking to Pete, to your partner, is like, can I work with this person? Do I like this person? Do I trust this person? And if we have issues, can we, tackle them together as one team? And that's why I decided to work with Boulder. And this is also what you guys are showing me every day. I was just coming today from a meeting with Pete where he was acting as our CTO and giving us some technical guidance that I appreciated a lot. So this is the same thing that I want to also kind of go to the market with. I have a product, maybe it is 90% baked or 80% baked, and maybe we need to tweak and twist in order to comply with your IT regulations. Would you like to partner up with me? And then we can tackle these problems together. And I'm very happy to announce that I already had the first initial agreement with one of tax consultancy companies with 20 plus employees in Berlin, and we will help them transform their operating model to AI first. So that's something very exciting.
Yeah, and you mentioned so many people, Hakan, and it's like it's something really special as well, that I know that you listen people and you have some mentors, and
Yeah.
I think that you had them along the way.
Yeah.
But in a very fast moving field like AI, suddenly everyone is an expert in AI, especially from the tech perspective. But
Yeah.
how do you decide who to listen to and who to filter out? Are those mentors more technology focused or more about the business side of being a founder? How it's working?
Yeah. So I have before I hired my mentor, I was having a investment challenge. So how much do I invest in the first months? And I asked to a person who is an entrepreneur, but she is not coming from an AI or software space. And I asked another person who was working in a big corporate, but never really had any startup experience or entrepreneurship experience. So the first answer that I got was, first you need to invest, then you will see the revenue. The other person was giving me the advice, you need to first secure that there is attraction before investing too much. And then it's like, how do you move in this space? Do I go with the option one or do I go with the option two? But I do have a rule. I didn't listen to any of them. What I try to do is I first find someone who did what I want to do, someone in software space, somewhere in AI space, who actually found a company, grew to multi-digit revenue figures, and knows how it is done. If you look right now, 100 100 investments that a venture capital is going to do in different startups. They choose 100 startups. They are hoping that 3 to 5% will be successful. So 95% is not. So it is basically statistics game. And then they are trying to get their win. But if you look to the successful entrepreneurs, if you look to, for instance, Dan Martel, who I decided to work with, he has 51 successful software companies. So with some systems and structure, you can actually be successful. You just need to have some ground rules and a mentality of agility. You need to be able to adapt fast and learn fast and apply your learnings. I think then your success criteria is increasing. So it was a long answer to your question, but
Yeah.
in short, basically, I basically just smile, thank for the input, but don't listen if the person didn't do what I'm trying to achieve.
Good. And you mentioned one name. And
Then,
is it the journey you are in right now? So you work together today, or it was a beginning of your journey and it finished? So do you work with the mentor right now every day or once per week? How it works?
yeah. So it happened like that. Like in June, I start talking with Boldare if we are gonna do this or not. And then at some point, I realized I need to found a company in order to not to pay international taxes. So then that was the moment for me. Am I doing this now or not? And Pete is waiting an answer. It's Friday. I took the weekend. I talked with the people I trust, and at the end, I made the decision. On Monday, I was gonna go and sign the notary agreement, and then found the company. And there I was just thinking like, how can I feel more secure? How can I have someone who can guide me, coach me? And I know what this person is gonna say is actually most likely what I should do. And I was searching online on some mentors and who could be the best. And then I watched a video of Dan Martels. It was, I think, like 7th of July or so. And in his video, he was talking about using and mastering anxiety in the entrepreneur journey. And in the last couple of years, I did have multiple burnouts and suffered also from stress and anxiety, did therapy as well. Once I saw that, it was like an immediate match for me. I wrote him, we start talking, And this is how it works. We basically started mid-July, and since then, every week on Wednesday, we have our mentorship session. And there are like typically in average 100, 150, sometimes 200 founders joining this call. And every week, he explains us basically some tactics, some systems, some management styles. How can we be more efficient? How can we be more successful? But he focuses so much on marketing and sales part that is like the area that is probably the most underrated in the first months of the entrepreneur journey, because everybody focuses on, I want to have the perfect product. I want to have all these features in, and everything should be there. But instead, just take the core feature, develop that fast, and see if there is attraction there, and try to sell it, and see if you can sell it before you continue to invest. I meet with him still every week, and my agreement with him is until next year, July. So every week for 1 year.
Good. And I wanted to ask you to sum up and wrap up our conversation about the 3 concrete steps, like our audience or someone with the AI idea today, concrete steps they should take tomorrow morning to see if it's worth taking further. But I would say that the first step you've mentioned, it would be, do not focus on the best product and every feature you could have. Focus on the business from the marketing and sales perspective. But maybe you have 2 more, like the small steps tomorrow morning to see if it's worth to take the AI idea further.
Yeah. So I can say 3 things that I learned from my mentors. One was you, Anna. So we also had a meeting, if you remember. There was a meeting.
We had a lot, but I don't know what it will be surprise. So let's go.
No, Pete was saying me, your partner, there are a lot of tools that we, or software space is developing, and they are ending up in the graveyard. And I was immediately, okay, I need a meeting with you guys that you tell me what I should not do and what I should do. And in that meeting, I met you for the first time, and you said, if an MVP is more than 3 months, it is not an MVP to me. You need to search for the proof of concept. So I think that nailing that down into what exact problem that I'm trying to solve, and can I sell that solution to the people so they want actually pay for it. So I think identifying that problem, talking with people, and doing some market research. And I think in the first months, focusing purely on marketing and sales, and then try to see if there is attraction there. Those would be like my 3 advices. One from you, one from Pete, and one from Dan.
Wow, it's so nice to be in this group. Yeah, it's like, sometimes it's a matter of the experience you have, that you've built like many products, and at the end you see the graveyard, which is really sad. It could be many let's say reasons, but yeah, I would say that the main reason is something you really know right now, that the idea and the product itself is not enough. So yeah, I would say like that. Okay, it's like 40, almost 25 minutes done. It was really good to have you here. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. And like from the first step to the reflections on growth, it has been a really fascinating conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anna. I just want to leave the audience with one word. It is not something that I know how to do. It is something that I am learning how to do. And whatever you try something new, don't focus on growth, just focus on learning. Growth will follow.
Good. It's like a great summary for this session. Agile Product Builders community is here with you. And if you would like to participate in the future live events from our product or tech series, our dear audience, follow us on social media, or Hakan as well, because I'm sure that we will be talking here again. So until next time, see you.
See you.